Not sure whether to lay your new paving on sand or mortar? Today, I'm going to run you through the pros and cons of both methods, breaking down how each one works and what site conditions they're best suited for. By the end, you'll have a clear idea to help you decide which method is right for your project. If you're paving on sand, you'll want to use washed sand, also known as sharp sand, concrete sand, or clean sand. It's gritty and drains well, making it ideal for a flexible base. On the other hand, if you're paving on mortar, you'll be using brick sand, which contains clay, mixed with cement to create a strong bonding mortar. A major factor in deciding is the soil type and how it behaves, especially when it comes to ground heave. Ground heave is the upward movement of soil, usually caused when certain soil types, especially clay, absorb water, swell, and expand in volume. This can happen after heavy rain, poor drainage, or changes in moisture levels around a building or paved area. The swelling soil pushes upwards, which can crack pavements, lift pavers, or damage foundations. Ground heave is essentially the opposite of settlement, where soil sinks, and it's most common in reactive soils that shrink when dry and expand when wet. Frost heave happens when moisture in the soil freezes, expands, and forms layers of ice beneath the surface. As the ice grows, it pushes the soil upward, lifting pavements, driveways, and even building foundations. When the ground thaws, it doesn't always settle back evenly, which can leave cracks, dips, or uneven surfaces. It's most common in colder climates where soils hold water and freeze deeply in winter. When this soil movement occurs, mortar, which locks the bricks in place rigidly, can crack under the stress, causing damage and costly repairs. In these environments, paving on sand is usually recommended. Paving on sand offers a flexible base that allows pavers to move slightly in response to soil shifts and ground heave. This flexibility helps prevent cracking and keeps your paving intact, especially on reactive soils. It's more cost-effective and easier to install as well. Sand-based paving can be lifted and relaid if you need to access pipes or cables underneath, or want to change the layout later. When paving near large trees, sand is usually the best choice. Tree roots grow and push through the soil, mostly within the top 600 millimeters. Sand allows the surface to adjust with root growth. It also allows you to easily remove sections of the paving that may have been lifted, and either trim the roots or slice the brick to give them more space. Paving on sand is often easier and more forgiving, especially if you're new to paving. Because the bricks simply rest on a sand base, it's much simpler to lift and reposition them if you make a mistake or need to make adjustments. Plus, you don't need a cement mixer or to deal with mortar mixing, which can make the process less intimidating and more accessible for beginners. However, paving on sand does have its downsides. Weeds can grow between the bricks, since the joints aren't sealed, and heavy rain can wash away sand from beneath the pavers, causing them to sink or become uneven. On the positive side, sand bases are permeable, so while you still need to consider drainage, water won't pool or puddle as it might on mortar paving if the slope isn't quite right. This permeability is important because some councils, especially in inner city areas, have regulations on how much of your property must remain permeable to help with stormwater management and reduce runoff. Mortar paving tends to last much longer than paving on sand because it creates a solid, rigid surface that is locked firmly in place. The mortar binds the bricks together, reducing the chance they will shift, settle, or become uneven over time. This stability means fewer repairs and less ongoing maintenance compared to sand-based paving. Another advantage is that mortar joints are much less prone to weed growth, which is a common issue with the loose joints in sand paving. This also makes cleaning easier. Pressure washing mortar set paving won't disturb the joints or base. For sloping sites or areas where you need steps or level changes, mortar is generally the better option. It holds everything tightly together and resists washout and erosion during heavy rain much more effectively. This durability and strength make mortar paving ideal for areas where a longer-lasting, low-maintenance surface is desired. Paving on sand. Flexible base adapts to soil movement and ground heave. Better for heavy clay, reactive soils, and drainage issues. Easier and cheaper to install and repair. Easier for beginners. Disadvantages. Sand can shift or wash away during heavy rain, causing uneven or sunken pavers. Weeds tend to grow between the joints because they are not sealed. Requires more regular maintenance to re-level or add sand over time. Sand can be tracked indoors, bringing dirt and grit into the house. less suited to steep slopes or steps. Paving on mortar creates a solid, strong surface, prevents weed growth, and is pressure wash friendly, suited to slopes, steps, and level changes, lasts longer, and is less maintenance. Disadvantages: mortar can crack due to ground movement, freeze-thaw cycles, or tree roots. Installation requires skill and precision, especially in mixing and applying mortar correctly. Repairs and alterations are more labor-intensive than sand-based paving, less forgiving for DIY beginners compared to sand paving. Requires more tools, like a cement mixer. Is more expensive to install than sand-based paving. Choosing the right paving method depends on several factors: your site conditions, climate, budget, DIY skills, and the kind of finish, look, and durability you want to achieve. Matching the right method and materials to your project will help you create a beautiful, long-lasting outdoor space. I'll include links to detailed step-by-step guides in the description, and if you have a search through my channel, you'll find lots of other videos showing installs. Thanks for watching, and I hope you find this video helpful. Good luck with your paving project. Let me know how it goes, and if you have any questions, just add a comment below. I'm happy to help out if I can.